Testing, 1, 2. Hello, my name is Troy White, and this is Titus White. And today I'm going to discuss another financial planning and investment topic. And since my son is here with me today, I wanted to cover a topic related to kids. We're going to talk about how to turn your kid into a millionaire. I know this kid loves that. So, all right, thanks, buddy.
I already know.
No, I know. You already know, man. You already know. Okay, so how to turn your kid into a millionaire. You hear a lot of, at least I see a lot online and a lot of conversation that tells you the theory of how you can do better and through financial planning and investment help your kids. And, you know, I've even seen, your kid can be a millionaire. Well, that's great in theory, and in theory, yes, you should plan and invest. But what would you actually need to do? What processes would you need to accomplish? What tools could you use to actually improve your child's net worth such that they will be a millionaire? And so then through our conversation, at what point is it millions and how many millions and why millions, and we're just going to dive into the conversation. Yeah, I see you, man. I see you. All right, so first off, what are the things that we're going to do? So how old is your kid, right? My son is 8. Let's assume hypothetically your kid is approximately 10 years old. So at the age of 10, they still have 8 years before they're independent, before they're 18, before they need to go off to college. These processes, tools, and methods and strategies obviously work better the longer the time horizon we have to work with. So if you start earlier, then that's better. So I opened my son's investment account when he was about 2 maybe, and I was mad a little bit. I wanted to start it before then, but the reason is because I needed his social security number. So and there's some ways to get around that. Obviously, you can start saving and investing and then transfer an amount that you've been saving for your kid. Transfer that amount once you create their account. All right, and my calculator is tripping a little bit, but I just pulled out my calculator so we could do just some examples of actual investment numbers, amounts that your accounts would be. So we're going to start off. I'm going to list out some of the account types that you're going to need, and we'll discuss some of the investment amounts, and then we'll discuss the time horizons. So to keep myself on track, we're gonna say account types, time horizons, investment amounts, and we'll start there. I made a little bit of notes for myself, and so we're just gonna move forward from there. So first off, we're assuming that you want to send your kid to college as well. So we need some investment vehicles for college savings. Those are 529 accounts. All right. Another one for education funding covers K through 12 as well, are Coverdale savings account. And those are like IRAs. They were referred to, or commonly referred to as education IRAs. So they reduce your your taxable income by the amount you invest in there. So does a 529. Actually, a 529 is more similar to a Roth. Actually, the withdrawals are tax free if used for educational, qualified education expenses. All right, I mentioned Roth. We gonna get a Roth because I'm speaking to the parent, not the kid. So it's what the parent can do. So some of the things you can do in here can supplement what you can do over here. And sometimes we're in a situation where I mentioned this, we need to kill two birds with one stone. Sometimes you don't have enough to invest in both. So if we're going to exclude one, we're going to do this. We're going to exclude this because what you can do from here, you can pull tax free. It's reasons. So we need options, is what I'm saying. So here you can kill two birds with one stone in a way. And let's call this a personal pension. And you're going to say, what the hell is that? That's an insurance product, and that's kind of a euphemism. This is how it's referred to. This is a sales tactic, a way to call it something that hides what it actually is as being an insurance product, and gets your mind towards thinking about the pension aspect of it. We'll talk about that a little more as well, and then we're gonna go with custodial accounts. And what are these? Uniform gifts to minors account and a uniform transfer to minors account, and it depends on what state you in is what they call that, but they're both the same thing. And a couple other things I want to put here is I'm gonna call it what I want to call it and not beat around the bush. You're gonna need this here to do the real deal with this rental income, and then overriding everything, because all of this will fail if you don't get this for your child. If we don't provide them with that. What you doing, man? You all up in the camera too or something, man? Mm-hmm. All right. So now let's dive in. Off the bat, for your child to be successful and attain the a net worth, we're calling a millionaire, right? So a net worth of $1 million, or even if we're judging it saying that the child needs 1 million in disposable income. Is that a millionaire? Whatever you qualify, that's what, well, almost charged up. So whatever satisfies you as what a millionaire is. Doesn't matter. This is how you're going to go about doing it. So some of the benefits that the kid have is that they have a longer time horizon. And then make a note through, this is a form of legacy investing. I always want to point this out, legacy investing. So the investment process, strategy, methodologies, tactics that you use are for your legacy's sake, not for just the right now. And so that's what we call a legacy investing. So part of that is to ensure that your legacy has the wherewithal to continue going forward stronger than when you left them. You're going to be building a machine that prints money, and that machine will be destroyed if this is not implemented, the financial literacy. So that's going to have to be taking place at all times. All right, so I'll discuss it from the standpoint, let's say you just had a kid, or the other standpoint, They're 10 years old.
Like
All right.
Tyree.
Yeah, like Tymir. His little cousin is, how old is he now?
2.
He's 1 or 2 now. So Tymir, shout out to Tymir. So first off, you're gonna need a Coverdale savings account. Coverdale. Now, and this is one of the ones that we could do without if need be. But this is to cover K through 12, and it gives you the tax benefit. And remember that part of your investing involves your tax planning. Part of tax planning, the number one rule of tax planning is reduce your taxable income. That's numero uno. And a Coverdale savings account does that. It goes a long way towards doing that. Now, a lot of this information is specific to your financial plan because you're getting it started. So the amounts that we invest in these types of accounts is going to be dictated by what you have available. But I'm just going to assume off the bat that we have carved out enough dollars to invest in each one of these account types, a couple $100 or $100. And we'll get into it. Well, what if I don't have this much? And what if I only got this much? This is stuff we can do then too. But let's just assume right now you're going for the gusto. You have the wherewithal monthly to do the little bits that's required to create yourself a little miniature millionaire. Man, don't do this disgusting stuff, man. And so we're going to do that in these accounts. So part of it is we want to invest in the right accounts so that when we're going to inevitably need to withdraw from accounts, we want to be able to withdraw from the right account for the right reason at the right time. So saying that to say we need to be invested in the 529 so that it can supplement your college, the kids' college tuition and expenses, and could supplement what you have to pay or their scholarship, their loan, whatever the case. But a 529, we're going to invest dollars in there. So we're going to invest dollars in here too. A Roth IRA is your Roth IRA. A Roth is a Roth individual retirement account. Roth is after tax dollars, and the proceeds that when you withdraw, when you make withdrawals, those withdrawals are received by you tax-free. So we're going to invest in here. Although it's to make your kid rich, there's many reasons why we're going to go in there, in part because we can use this to supplement their education, since you won't be penalized from your withdrawals. And hopefully we don't ever need to withdraw from it for your kids' sake, but it's there if we do. Because if we don't, then it's there for your retirement. But it may be needed for both purposes. All right, personal pension, what is that? That is a VUL, a variable universal life insurance policy. Now, if we were to get this policy, this is a long-range play that is guaranteed. You can say the word guarantee because it's an insurance product. Insurance products are fundamentally a guarantee. So this is a variable universal life insurance policy. The variable aspect is the fact that the cash value adjusts according to the volatility of the stock market or whatever specific set of portfolio that you tied it to, or we could get what's called index universal life. So it'll be tied to an index like the NASDAQ or the Dow or the S&P, most likely the S&P. So what is this all about? So let's say Because the point is, if this is killing like 3 or 5 or more birds with one stone. So I'm gonna spend a little bit of time here. So this is a life insurance product. Your life, to insure your life costs more as you get older. So the younger you are, the cheaper the policy. And we're gonna get a small death benefit on this. We're gonna call it $100,000 is the death benefit. Now remember, this is proceeds from a life insurance policy are tax-free. So first off, I need to put that down as well. You're going to have another way to do this. Life insurance, I'm separating that out because life insurance on your life with your kid as the beneficiary. Beneficiary. So if you were to die, that's a couple $100,000 tax-free, goes instantly, no probate or no nothing, goes directly to your beneficiary, which would be your kid. So that's going a long way towards that million. And at minimum, if they are, it's this estimated to take 300,000 to 400,000 to raise a kid from 0 to 18. At minimum, these proceeds will supplement the loss of your life if so need be. But here, $100,000 death benefit, that's a small amount. And let's say for let's say an African American male age 30 with a variable universal life insurance policy, he has, basic, decent health, $100,000 death benefit, it's going to cost about $30 a month. Actually, it could be way more than that. It could be, let's say it's $75 a month for a person who's 30. I just don't remember. But understand that it's actuarial cost, so it's different for every person, but it's just different. And that's just based on life insurance. We can discuss that another day. But with a small death benefit like this on a young kid, so instead of a 30-year-old male, this is a 3-year-old male. So the same death benefit that will cost a 30-year-old $75 will probably cost a 3-year-old about $10 a month. So that same $10 is the premium, right? That same $10, what I'm saying is we're going to lock that in now. So that's going to go from his age of, let's say you get this life insurance at age 5. And the intent is for this to continuously be paid into through retirement. So let's say to age 67. Now you only going to be paying for this portion from age 5 to say 25 at the most, because under this scenario I'm gonna lay out to you, they're going to college and then preparing to start their business after that. But then that's when you let go and say, all right, now you take over. But then they take over the payments and they continue to pay it until they retire, because what's going to happen is this portion, this variable or this index portion, is cash value. I'm writing all these words. You can go look them up and learn more about them. And if you need to learn some more, you can write me and ask me. So the cash value is going to exceed, or our intent is for this cash value, be it being a variable or index, and we have such a long time horizon over any 30-year time period, you're going to receive more than 9% compound returns. So the amounts that we putting in here, and we're going to overfund it. So the cash value is going to exceed this right here, this 100,000. So they're going to keep increasing the cash value and increasing the death benefit so that the policy doesn't turn into a mech. A MEC is a modified endowment contract. You don't want that. And so the insurance company is not going to let it become one of that. They're going to keep raising the cash value. As the cash value goes up, they're going to raise this death benefit up. Now, a life insurance policy cash is out at age 99. So we got a power play going for that. But we can utilize the cash value at any time in between here. And there's going to be many reasons why we might want to. We'll get back to that later. But this move right here will have your cash value well beyond $1 million, especially in a variable universal life. If the kid enters into it and you're paying into it consistently, especially overfunding it, from this time through that time, we have now, and then the amount, remember, we start off paying this small amount as a kid. So the kid's amount is this small. He's paying that amount. So how much is 40, 50 bucks a month going to affect him when the 40 or 50 bucks started here and now that he's 25, 20 years later? That 50 bucks is the premium doesn't adjust to inflation. The premium stays right there. So you still paying that. That's going to be like chump change to him. But you started it now, and that is doing that amount is what's gonna through a guaranteed contract, which is a life insurance, is going to chart out. It'll show you in the projections at what age, at what point, under what circumstances will he have over $1 million in cash value in his personal pension, which is nothing but a VUL or an index universal life. All right, now, how are we able to do this without tapping into the cash value? Because we're doing other things so that we won't have a need to tap in like that. And those other things include a custodial account, uniform gifts to minors account. So this is an account that you can just put in on a monthly basis. We create portfolios inside the account. We got portfolios in here. We got portfolios in here. And in here, there are a need for portfolios as well. But this account, the funds are pretty much turned over pretty fast. So it's kind of like a health savings account type of thing. And so, but the point is, we're going to regularly invest on a monthly basis into this account, build up this portfolio. Why? Because this account is turned over to your kid at 18 years of age. And you are the custodian of this assets until then. So we want to have assets in your 529 so that once the kid hits 18, we can help fund college. And then when college is over, we want some funds so that he can start his business with. That's what this is. So let's say he's not even ready to start his business. He want to go out and work first. So we want to continue. We want to continue investing into this account, even while he's, through financial literacy, we are training your kid how to keep doing this, continue to invest in here. This they won't need no more. This they won't need no more. This is yours. You won't need to do that. But then they are going to need, at their new job, almost there, buddy. At their new job, they're going to have a 401k. And once they hit the age of 18, this is theirs. It's nothing that you can do. If you feel you raised the food that's going to go run off and spend the money, or your daughter going to go give it to her old no good boyfriend, or your son is going to go spend it on girls and clubs and stuff, then we messed up. That means we didn't train them properly. But you don't have no choice. It's their money to blow at this point. But check this out. How do they even know where it's at? I'm your client. You my client. So I've been helping you do this. So then your kid got to find the paperwork and say, oh, I can get access to this. And they got to call me and say, hey, send me my money. Whose client am I? I'm theirs, but I'm equally your client. And I know those your investment dollars. And I know through financial planning over all these years what you had intent for. So I'm calling that custodial account you created is about to be liquidated, blah, 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 blah. So, but the point being, we should educate that child over these years, and so they'll know, and we'll have a plan of action on this account. So they're going to need a 401k, and they're going to need their own IRA, and they're going to need their own Roth IRA. And because we got them through college, as they go to work to learn more before they start their business, we're building that startup capital right here. While they're at their new job, their first job, we're investing 10% of their income off the bat. And they're comfortable, and through budgeting, they know how to live within their means. So because through financial literacy, we've been constantly teaching them and training them and preparing them for this. So maxing out in their 401k is no problem. In addition, so we're going to be, this is at age, these right here is age 18. 18. I know you're not 18 yet, but years old. You're 8. You got 10 years before you need to implement all of this right here. You need to do this right here, what I'm talking about. I'm already doing this for you right here. Getting you right, man. So, all right. So he or she is going to be investing in their 401k. We built this foundation for them here. He or she is going to, with our assistance through financial literacy, we are going to have an individual retirement account that we're going to be investing in. We're going to get some amazing stuff when we get over here. In their Roth, we have it created, and we'll be investing in that. On occasion, we'll be bouncing back and forth between these two on our monthly investment amounts. Now, let's get to the nitty-gritty. Over these, but between this time, the time when they was first born, and whenever you first opened this custodial account, we got plans for this. If you have that goal of millionaire for your kid, this is 1 million, right? If that's your goal, we're going to need to generate income. Legacy investing. Income that's continuous, perpetual. How do we do that? There's other ways, we can buy a laundromat, we can buy businesses, but one surefire way that you have to be plugged into is rental real estate. You need rental income. Now, with the custodial account that you're building up, you're going to take some of these dollars, shave some of this off over time as a down payment on the rental property that's going to go in his name, her name, whomever your child is. You're going to get that rental income, and this rental income now spits out money. Where do you put the money? Well, as they're a kid, you're going to be putting the money right here. But also, if you set up an LLC, this is going a little bit farther, but if you set up an LLC, even for the real estate venture, and create a family business, then you can extract some of that money, because this rental, let's say hypothetically this, the family business is real estate. So this rental, you got a building that's just a family building or something, and have him work for the family business. Why? Because then you got earned income. Earned income. Because if you got that, you can put that right here. So we can start investing in his retirement account. Well, he can be 5. He can be whatever age, as long as he got earned income. And there's other laws that I can't, just spit them off the top of my head. But, if your income don't exceed X amount, kid can't make more than X amount, you can only invest this amount, percent of that amount, all of that. But point being, there's a balancing act and we can find it. And that balancing act is remember this reduces the income, the taxable income of the business as well. So if you were so some of those proceeds, or some of the revenue is some of the expenses that generated that revenue are the employee expense, and he's one of the expenses. So then that means he can contribute to an IRA. And if your company has a 401k, then you can open a 401k for him. And right now you can put 22. No, I think let's just for sure 19. It's different types of retirement accounts that allow you to put different amounts in it. And this one you can put 7. So you put 7,000 up in there. Put 19,000 up in there. So now you start to see that, oh shoot, if we do these over long amounts of time, so let's do that. Let's see what we'll come up with. And we're gonna say that we've been putting $100 a month in all these accounts. 100 there. This yours. So this one you've been putting 100. This you putting 100. I'm not gonna be able to show you the cash value, what it'll build up, but I give you an estimate though. I'm gonna give you a good estimate. I'm gonna need that in a minute, buddy. And then this one we've been putting 100 in. And then life insurance for you. That's a different story. Let's say you've been doing that, but we're not counting that. In the family business, we're not counting that. But in the rental income, I can go into a long story as to how we acquired the property. But we're not going to acquire it if it's not making us at least $200 a door. So let's say we got the good deal. We got 30% equity and we getting 300. I was putting these as negative, man. We withdrawing. Where did I put that at? Yeah, there. But this is money coming to us. This is money we're spitting out. And so this 300 comes to us. And then I'm going to even show we're going to be putting this. We're going to be putting this monthly income in. Damn, that's a whole nother thing to show you. I'm going to say we've been putting it right here. So we're going to do that calculation. So let's get busy. Let me see this, buddy. Sorry, buddy. Man, my battery is low on here, man. It's tripping. All right. Yeah, literally my battery is dying. Almost there. So let's do these, see if I can get some life out of here. So in your 529 account, this is your college savings account. All of these, we're going to go on an average annual compound interest return rate of 8%. Should go 7. Let's go 7. All right. 7%. Now, I think we can get more like 12. That's just what I think. I think we can have consistent 12% annual return, and we're trying to get more. So let's estimate those 7%. All right. So we've been investing at 7%, $100 a month into a 529 account, and we've been doing that from age 3 to 18. That's 15 years. Okay? So 15 times 12 equals 180, because this is on a monthly basis. So the interest rate compounds on a monthly basis. And we are investing $100. So we started with 100 and we invest 100 monthly, and we said 7% return. Your future value is $31,981.24. That's how much we would get right here for college if we invested from that time horizon and got those returns. Let's do a quick analysis to see what it would be if we had 12% return. And that's 180 months and 12% return. And the future value there, that's a big difference. So the amount would be $50,557.60 if we received 12% instead. But we estimated 7, so we would have 31,000. Now, same for the raw. Let's say, but for the raw, you doing this anyway. So this is your time horizon. So let's say this same time period, and then you close to retirement. So you shut it down, you stop after that, whether you used it or not. So this is going to be the same amount. It's going to be $31,981.24 because you invested the same amount and over the same time period. But you can, if we don't need to use this for your kids for the purpose of supplementing college or something like that, then this is off the table. This is your retirement money. This is something that we're going to keep for your retirement. But it's there if we need it, and we were using it at that time. Now, a VUL, this one's going to blow you out the water. Now, all of this $100 doesn't go towards the cash value of the policy. Part of it goes towards ensuring that this death benefit is here for you. So understand, on day one, you start saving $100. I mean, your premium is $100. If you died the third day, your beneficiaries receive $100,000. You only put in $100, but they will receive $100,000. But as you've been paying the premium for a long time, the cash value increases, but not from the whole $100. So I'm going to do an estimate right now. I'm going to say that $40 is insurance costs and $60 is going to your cash value, gets credited towards your cash value. So at all points in time, you got more death benefit than you got investment, right? So the amount you have in your cash value, if you die, is lower than the amount your beneficiary is going to receive. Even at 99, when your cash value will be in the millions, if you die, the death benefit is higher than that. All right. So from age 5 to 67 alone is 62 years. Let's do that calculation. Just up to retirement, since we're saying it's a personal pension. Pension available at 67, but we would use some of these before we would use, actually we wouldn't, because these are tax free. This is gonna come to you tax free. We would use this up and that up, and then we would use this and then we use that. So that's just at retirement, how we're gonna plan out your expenses and stuff. So we're saying $60 a month is we're trying to figure out the cash value that would be in the policy over this time. So we're saying about $60 every month would go towards the cash value. And we're saying that same 7% is the approximate return. But we're saying 62 years, 62 times 12 is 744 months. And what would be the future value of the cash flow? What would be the future cash value when you are ready to retire if you did this? Would be 700, and I'm saying, what would be your kids' future cash value? Would be $773,364.71. But remember, this death benefit is always going to be higher than that. So even at this point, this will be in the million. This will be a couple million, or about $1 million or so, because it's going to rise higher than the cash value does. So already we got a lot of money going on. So then for this one, we started this one at age 3. To 18. That's the same. We already know how much this is going to be. 38%. You good, man? We already know that this is going to be this same amount over this same time horizon. So 15 years inside here is going to give us $31,981.24. But it's a big variable, a big time variable. I said that we were going to use some of this money to get this rental income, get an investment property. However, we're trying to find this investment property and get 100% financing on this. The way we're going to do that is find a property and we're going to pay this formula, 70% of the market value minus the repair cost, minus the sales cost equals the purchase price. So that's what we paying for the property. So that means we could get it for 100% financing, but we're gonna need some money on hand to, do some expenses, various expenses. And if we gotta kick in on, the down payment, that's what we're gonna do. However, I said the property is kicking off $300 a month above the mortgage. So now, let's say if we acquire this when he is 10 years old. 10 years old. 10. When he's 10 years old, that's 8 years till he's grown. But we talking about, we don't have a time limit. So let's figure out how much will be there when he hits 18, and then we're gonna go from there. So 300, and we said how many? We said 15 years. So that's 300 principal value. 300 is the monthly payment, and we saying now that's going in here. We're putting that into an investment portfolio. Still being conservative. Let's say we getting 7% return on that portfolio too. even though we could be aggressive, but let's just hypothetically say that. So we said this is he got it at age 10, he got 8 years, so we finna figure that's 8 times 12 equals 96 months. Their future value is gonna be 38,000. So we have currently put in $38,459.64. All right. So he got this and that in this account. So now this is at age 18. Now, what I want to show you from age 18 to 67, right? So that's I got a calculator right here, minus 18. That's another 49 years. So we starting with this amount, these two together, and for 49 years, we gonna get $300 more going into here. Although we have rolled this over we have retitled this account. This is just a regular investment account. It's nobody's the custodian. The parents, is not involved anymore. So for 49 years, you continue in your investment account that your parents started for you. You continue to have your rental income going into there in building up your investment portfolio for 49 years. So we're going to say $31,981.24 plus $38,459.64 equals $70,440. So we starting with that, and for how many years? I said 49 years. 49 times 12, that's 588 months. Still 7% return. You keep putting $300 a month. How much would you have at the end of that point? Okay, so that really just blows it out of the water. We can stop the whole conversation now, because your value would be $3,674,178.05. Really? 6 cents. Because 0.05597. So that's going to be 6 cents. So in this account, just doing these two moves right here are going to make the millionaire status. This one right here would be ridiculously high at this point, but we already got at retirement, we got $700,000 in cash value that's tax free. You can get access to. You got 3.6 million. So already you got 4.1. That's 4.3 million. 4.4 million. You've already spent this on college. You kept this right here, for yourself, because we were successfully able to utilize this to get them to college. Some of this earned income from the family business, we didn't even talk about that yet. So we already got 4 point something million just off of that. Now, if you were able to consistently do that, I mean, come on, we really killing them. But now, by having this in place, your child is able to freely budget and invest 10% of their income from forever. 10% of their income into their investments. So whatever their income is, they have the freedom to invest that portion in here. We have a life insurance policy already for them. So if some untimely demise were to occur, his kids are breaded. They're gonna get more than that. This is the cash value. This is gonna be ridiculously high. It'll be above $1 million. I guarantee you that. And our own investments have been doing this. That's just you starting the account and using the account to help get them a rental property, and then using the rental property to continuously pump the money in to their account up until at college, when college begins, they got 70 plus thousand. 70. So by having this 70, that allows you that comfort to continuously invest 10% of your income into your 401k, your IRA, and your Roth. And your traditional investment account is being filled up. And you still got a minuscule amount going into your permanent life insurance policy that we trying to avoid tapping into, but you have access to it at all times.
45%.
And we're gonna get more of these. We're gonna get, hopefully, on a consistent mission to get 10 or more of those. So that way, your kid don't even have to work. Your kid is financially free. Your investments are continually, so we got, if you have 10 of these, then you got 10 times 3, that's 3,000 going in there. They could just work for a short time and then pull out, live off the investments. You know, hopefully they contribute to the family legacy. But that's how you make a kid a millionaire. Holla.